welcome to the BoshNRoll channel. If you want to support my daily Eternal Magic offerings while getting amazing perks like the BoshNRoll Discord community, have me play your deck on the channel, or listen sideboard guides before tournaments, check out the Patreon or YouTube membership program. This channel is possible because of these amazing sponsors. Check them out, all their links are in the video description. As always, thanks for being here. Let's go play some Magic.
Welcome back to the BoshNRoll channel. Today we're doing a cube draft, and there are some stipulations. Patreon subscriber Daniel has challenged me to draft any AB combos I can get my hands on. Generally in cube draft, you see something like a Thopter Foundry early in the pack, and you're like, oh man, would be great if I got Sword of the Meek with that. And then pack 3 Sword of the Meek comes around, but I didn't take the Thopter Foundry. In this draft, if I see part of an AB combo, within reason, I have to take it. Like, I'm not going to take Sword of the Meek over Black Lotus, but anything short of that, I will take the AB. This is the Final Fantasy update of the cube, and Vivi or Nitier is in my opening pack. There's no AB combo stuff here, unless we count Shallow Grave plus Entomb, but I'm going to try the new card here. Okay, we've got Dark Ritual. Overlord of the Baelmerk is a cool card. The Final Fantasy update of the cube didn't really change in the archetypes that much. They cut a bunch of random stinkers to add the summons from Final Fantasy in. Dark Ritual, I think, fills the combo challenge the most here. There's a lot of stuff where you end up like a Doomsday or something like that, a Yawgmoth's Will, where Dark Ritual is really the card that could set it off, and it's not a card you see twice. It's not going to come back to me. Summon Knights of Round. This is an 8-mana saga. Pretty sweet. Okay, Show and Tell. Cool. That's an A or a B. And Knights of Round is something I could put in off Show and Tell. Good chance I wheel this back. Not a lot of people are going to be interested in this. You don't take it to cast it, that's for sure. Okay, 3 picks. Grixis combo Wedge. Kind of got a piece on it. World-Spide Worm is excellent with Show and Tell. It's also excellent with Flash if I get that at any point. Okay, I've officially locked one A/B. Stessel Dark Knight, another card added to the cube from Final Fantasy. Corpse Dance, another. Shallow Grave. I already sent Shallow Grave around. There's the Yawgmoth's Will I mentioned. Brazen Borrower is the most middle of the road thing, but if we are leaning into combo, like I don't have to take every card that could be in any combo, but I have this Dark Ritual. Vivi is a Storm payoff. Yeah, I'll take Yawgwill. Entomb, oh baby. Oh baby. Alright, well, I've passed 2 of the worst reanimates, and now I have the best enabler. Grixis multi-combo party is coming together. Here I have Wishclaw Talisman, a card quite good at matching A's to B's. There's also Dark Confidant, which is pretty risky if I already have an 11 drop in my deck and hope to have more. I don't think any of these other cards are where I am or what I'm trying to do, so I'll take Wishclaw. Sword of the Meek, there it is. AB. Oh, Through the Breach is so much better, though. Okay. Well, there were no rules in place for what if I get 2 halves of 2 different ABs, and Thopter Foundry would be great, but this is a Through the Breach deck through and through, and I hope to fill out my deck with a bunch of monsters, things like Triplicate Titan. This one's not coming back to me, but I'm in the correct colors. Shallow Grave on the wheel. Hopefully we get that Corpse Dance back as well. Wow, what is going on here? Pest Infestation and Gaia's Cradle are both cards I would take happily out of a pack 1 pick 1 situation. I could take Snuff out just to give myself some interaction in my colors, or I could take these sort of cards. I think I want the Snuff out, but wow, that's weird. Very surprising to see those cards. Memory Jar. Knights of Round is something... Oh, this is a creature, right? Right, it's a Saga creature, so I can Through the Breach it, which is not actually very good. I would just make 3 Knights and then it would go away. Show and Telling and Reanimating, it's pretty cool though. Alright, sorry Memory Jar. I'm more interested in the Through the Breach Show and Tell Reanimate stuff than I am in the Storming Out. Corpse Dance on the wheel. Golgari Dual Land. It's base green, which is a lot worse than base black, but Dual Land is fine. Or to base black dual, and then something for my sideboard. Well, this started off basically about as good as it could, given the stipulation. Sometimes the packs just aren't there, but not only were the packs there, it seems like my draft is fully cooperating with letting me have the Show and Tell Reanimator deck. New pack, who dis? We've got Mox Pearl. I'm almost certainly taking that. Bolus's Citadel. I could Dark Ritual that out or Show and Tell it in. That's not nothing. There's no really big monsters I'd want here. Lion's Eye Diamond can help the Yawgmoth's Willstorm kind of stuff, but I'm much more on that Show and Tell through the Breach life at this point. I would be happy to get back Citadel, LED, Voidwalker, even Palantir is pretty good. But yeah, we take a Mox when we're offered it. Hull Breacher is part of a bunch of AB combos. Various draw 7s in the deck, and Hull Breacher is just a good card, and it's in my colors. No big monsters here. The Blood Crypt is pretty nice, but I'm not going to get Hull Breacher back. Alright, I'm taking Hull Breacher. There was a channel there too, I'm just nowhere near doing that. Imperial Seal can bring combos together. Troll of Khazad-dûm is mana fixing that also puts itself in the graveyard for my various reanimates. I guess in the spirit of AB, I'll take another tutor. Imp Seal, Wishclaw Talisman. Force of Negation, just a great card. Sheldock Isle, a way to backdoor into these big O's. Emperor of Bones, another reanimator item. I think it's Sheldock, though I really like this Emperor. I hope Emperor comes back around, though that might be greedy to ask for, but I'm taking the Sheldock Isle. Preordain, Metamorphosis Fanatic. Fanatic, I have Imperial Seal and Entomb. I can set up some stuff here. Yeah, Preordain helps bring all the combo pieces together. Fanatic is a combo piece. I'm doing that. Tendrils of Agony. Well, there it is. But there's also a Steam Vents. I think I have a home now, and it's not storming out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I might get the Tendrils back still. All right, I'm going to take Steam Vents. My mana has to work, or else the cool, excellent cards I have will not work. Chain of Smog is part of an AB, but the other part is a blue, green card that I'm not currently supporting. What I would take if it was just up to me is probably Night's Whisper. There is the Witch in the cube that goes off with Chain of Smog. Smogging myself to put a creature in the graveyard could be something. I'm actually going to land on Fabled Passage after all that waffling. Okay, Blazemire Verge, a dual land. Gitaxian Probe is really good. Casting my spells is also really good, though. Yeah, I need to cast my spells. Bolus's Citadel, LED, and Palantir all on the wheel. Am I going to try to shoehorn a Tendrils line into this? I don't think so. That sounds so reckless and stupid. Am I going to cast Citadel or Show and Tell it in? That seems less stupid and reckless. In LED, triggers VV. Alright, last second Bolus's Citadel grab. None of these are really for my deck. I guess I could take the Breeding Pool, and then, I mean, I have to put islands in my deck anyway, and I just mentioned Chain of Smog being a partially green combo. Sorin, I mean, it's a 1/4 blocker with lifelink. Am I going to play Godless Shrine? I already have white fixing that I hope I don't need. I'm going to take Sorin just because it's there. Urtai is in my colors and sort of a normal magic card if I'm not popping off. I'm going to put Zurin Orb in my sideboard. We did wheel the Tendrils. Had moderate to high confidence that that would happen. And Chain of Smog, last pick. Okay. And taking the Breeding Pool, we're now live to open the Witherbloom Apprentice. Oh god. On-color Mox versus Grizzlebrand. I have to take the Mox. I have 3 really good things I can put in off Show and Tell, and 2 really good things off Through the Breach. Grizzlebrand is great too, but monsters are more replaceable than Moxen, especially on-color ones. Ancestral, oh my god. Well, somebody must have opened 2 pieces of power. I'm putting Ancestral Recall in my deck here, hoping to get, and I would play Sephiroth, fairly confident in that. Brain Freeze is a Storm kill, but I have one already, and Storm is my, like, 3rd thing here. Verdant Catacombs would be excellent for my deck, but it's not better than Ancestral Recall. Grief can punch a hole. It's also solid to reanimate. Eureka is a 2nd Show and Tell. Misty Rainforest gets access to red and green. It's Grief for its Misty Rainforest. It's possible I get Grief back. How this draft has gone. Protect the mana. Fire Cove, Natural Order. I do have a Worldspine Worm. I have no green creatures to sack, though. Lose Focus is just solid interaction as I get myself set up. Yeah, Fractured Identity's good, and I can cast it. I do have some white mana kicking around in here, both Mox Pearl and Concealed Courtyard. I think Lose Focus is better, though. I'm focused on combo here. I don't want to lose that focus. Get it? Get it? Harvester is not a bad reanimate, and it has text elsewhere. I'm not set up to play Nadu. Nadu and a cheap equipment, both in the same pack right next to each other. Teasing somebody to make that decision. It won't be me. Harvester of Misery in. Oh, the Witherbloom Apprentice. We did it. We did it. All right, there's a combo in the deck now. Another combo. Chain of Smog, Witherbloom Apprentice. Am I an Oath deck? My creatures are generally pretty big. I don't think I'm an Oath deck. Undercity Sewer looks like the one here. Running out of chances to get another big monster, though. This draft in general was pretty light on them. Like, I have all the reanimate cards and the show and tells. Who's taking my monsters? Undercity Sewer is my pick. Flash! Wow! All right. This is the last possible pick where I would get a new card. Whoever took that Nadu is going to be stoked about Lightning Greaves. But Flash is good with... It's not that good with Knights of Round. That does leave 3 bodies behind, but Metamorphosis Fanatic, Worldspine Worm. Worldspine Worm is the best thing to flash. All right, yeah, I'm taking Flash. Blightsteel. Someone took Grizzlebrand. I'm not surprised, but Blightsteel is good to Through the Breach, or... You can't reanimate this one. This is a replacement effect. Worldspine Worm is a trigger. When it goes to the graveyard, trigger, shuffle it in. You can Corpse Dance and Shallow Grave that. Blightsteel never goes to the graveyard at all, so that's a little different, but I will take that. What a sick deck we've ended up with, just having 3 pieces of power, as well as my... Oh my god, Vibrant Catacombs on the wheel! I wanted that the first time. Eureka... I mean, I have Misty and Verdant Catacombs now. Eureka is potential. Tangle Wire. I don't think I'm playing any of these cards. I'll take Tangle Wire. That could buy me some time. Fastbond and Exploration. All right. Fastbond's in my sideboard. Tangle Wire. I don't think I'm going to be storming out. I just don't need to. That would make the deck worse. I think Wishclaw Talisman probably ends up in the sideboard as well. I'm excited to reanimate Knights of Round. Wow, Lotus Petal? All right. I don't know what happened here, but I'm into it. I might actually just play Oath. Okay. Let's make sense of this pile. I'm very excited about what's happened here. I did not end up needing white mana. I don't think casting Knights of Round is worth having a tap land. Misty can get red, blue, green in my deck. That's really good. Verdant Catacombs can get black, blue, green. That Blood Crypt I passed early did not come back. Not a big surprise, but always a disappointment. Group creatures separately. What does Oath look like in this deck? I have some little shit, but I don't necessarily need to play it. I think I'm an Oath deck. And if I cut Sorin, does Bolas of Citadel make any sense? If I can Eureka it in, right, I also have Jet and Pearl over here in my mana spots. Lotus Petal would give me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 green sources in the deck to play Eureka with. What if I don't play Urtai to make Oath better? BV Hullbreacher and Witherbloom Apprentice are my low-end hits, but they're still hits. Those cards are all cards I'm happy to have in play. And this is 24 cards, including Lotus Petal for spells, so that's 17 mana sources, including my Moxen and Lotus Petal. I think I'm good. I don't need to cut any more than that. And Oath also helps turn on Shelldock Isle. That's fun. Concealed Courtyard entering tap versus maybe casting Knights of Round if the game gets really weird. I think I'd rather have a Swamp. The deck is base black. I have 2 green cards I actually want to cast, or 3 green cards I want to cast off of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 green sources. I think that's okay. I have 6 black sources, just counting for the things I've drafted without adding any basics yet. 6 blue sources as well. Yeah, this mana is really good. This deck looks crazy when you group it by creatures and mana values. I have everything from 0 to 11, or 12, 0 to 12. Very few creatures. Basic lands. I think do I need Fabled Passage to get Forest? Verdant and Misty can both get Breeding Pool. That's a green. Basic Forest is pretty bad at any time other than specifically fetching it with Fabled Passage. I think I'm skipping the basic forest. Swamps and islands in. Do I actually want to play Eureka? I have 4 real hits for that one, and that one can go terribly wrong. I didn't end up with any wheels for Hull Breacher. I think it's still just a good card, though. If I cut Eureka, it would be for Wishclaw Talisman, I think. That doesn't seem very good. Okay, yeah, I have freaking Ancestral Recall in my deck. I have some room for error here. Okay, we've got some cool stuff going on. I believe we have fulfilled the stipulation of AB combos. We've got Flash, Show and Tell, and Through the Breach, and Eureka with big monsters. We have Entomb and 2 of the less good reanimates, but they're still reanimates. We have Oath plus creatures in our deck. This came out pretty sweet. All right, this is the deck I'm going to play. Let's do it. The BoshNRoll channel is brought to you by Tales of Adventure. TOAMagic.com has almost 100,000 unique cards in stock. They offer free track shipping on every order, plus next day or 2-day options when you have an event coming up fast. They offer on-site pickup at major Magic events throughout the US, so you're never scrambling before your tournament. Stop by their booth to buy, sell, or trade at upcoming regional championships, Magic Con, Spotlight Series, and more. I love their selection of individually scanned high-end cards that show you exactly what you're buying. And the best part is saving 5% on every order with promo code BOSH. From Ancestral Recall to Zombie Master, get what you need quickly and in one place at TOAMagic.com. Eternal lives here. I'm on the draw in round 1 with a hand that is a bit of a mess. I think I should be mulling hands like this. A Blightsteel Colossus, no way to enable it. Shallow Grave doesn't work with Blightsteel. I'm going to mulligan. I'm going to look for one of my powerful payoff things that I do. Well, here's all of the gas. This would actually be a sick hand if it could cast Eureka. All right, we're going to 5. All right, Ancestral Recall will undo my mulligan. Keep. I think I'm going to put away... Is it Lotus Petal? It's one of the lands. Breeding Pool casts Ancestral. I want that one. I think it's actually going to be Imperial Seal and Lotus Petal go back. And I'll keep the lands, because the lands all do stuff. If there was just like a basic swamp in this hand, I'd get rid of it. But these are all important pieces. Soul Ring, powerful. Soul Ring into Chopper. Opponent's hand is pretty sweet. Ooh, interesting. Now I have to decide if I want to shell dock something and lose focus or Ancestral in the future. I think I'd rather just Ancestral now while I'm confident it's going to work. All right, cool. Oath is pretty good versus White Weenie, though I did not draw an untapped land. I was just asked if I'm the real BoshNRoll, as far as I know. Flage. This is sweet. It can crew the Chopper and do a bunch of damage without turning on Oath. So I'm taking 6 this turn. Chopper's chopping. That is fueling Flage as it moves forward as well. Ooh, Entomb into Corpse Dance. That makes Undercity Sewers a higher priority for me. Man, Snuff Out is not bad. It's not an untapped land, but it is something I can cast next turn. I can tap out for Oath and still interact with them. Hope I don't get burned out. Descendant of Storms, okay. That can crew the Chopper. No haste creatures, please. The Robert. All right, Robert gets to take that Snuff Out that I just put on top of my deck and deal a bunch of damage to me. Okay, Snuff Out entered the exile zone. They've got a Mox Jet and a Soul Ring in their deck. I'm at 7. Oh, Flash. Nice. Potentially GG on that one. That gives me 3 5/5s to block with. I'll play Shelldock Isle. And, I mean, Bolas' Citadel, LMAO. That is not going to be part of the game here. Witherbloom Apprentice could still be part. VV 0/3 blocker. I think I want Witherbloom under here. Okay, I will pass the turn and hope that they don't have Containment Priest. All right, please tap out for some shit that doesn't matter. Oh no, that matters. That gives Smuggler's Copter. I have to counter this. Wow. All right, well. Smuggler's Copter, I can't afford to have Double Strike, so I will counter this. And that probably puts me to dead. And perfectly kept off balance. Soul Ring, hell of a card. And I'm dead to Flage Burn, but they need 2 lands before that matters. I'm dead to just Smuggler's Copter attacking on its own. And they really threaded the needle here. Oh my god. 25 cards in decks. Brutal. Alright, I guess I'll pass and hope they don't crew their Smuggler's Copter. Though, it makes no sense not to. We were so close, team. I think I'm going to clean up this mana. If my spells are this powerful and I'm losing because I'm a turn behind because all my lands come into play tap, that's something that I can live without. Exile target artifact, enchantment, or tapped creature. Okay. This thing's really big. It crews the copter. Soloed by Smuggler's Copter. Okay. What do I do about this? Oath is still good. Sorin is an excellent blocker, though. Like, is it possible I just don't want to mess with Oath? Would Eureka be better as just an island? I don't want to freak out. I do have 16 stable mana sources in this deck. I just mulliganed a lot. Alright, I'm going to submit my deck with no changes. I'm on the play this time. Okay, sick. I can Entomb Knights of Round, I guess. Keep. Now a green source is actually really important to me. I could just Imp Seal for the dual land. Entomb Knights of Round. That's the only one that doesn't go away immediately. Oh. I can also just put a card I want in my hand here. I'm going to Ancestral first. Flash. Now I have access to green. They have the Robber of the Rich, so I have to be a little bit careful with this, but I am going to play the Imperial Seal. I can win next turn with Lotus Petal. This is a terrible card to get robbed, though, because they can definitely play it and definitely use it. But I'm doing it. Lotus Petal's on top of my deck. I'm going for the win. Generous Plunder. That one's fine. Deal. They need Solitude to beat me here. Okay, Misty Rainforest, Fetch, Breeding Pool, In, Witherbloom Apprentice, Lotus Petal, Chain of Smog, target me. I'll discard 2 cards. There we go. All right, AB combo successfully done. Now they're on the play again. Is Vivi even good? Am I nuking my mana for a card that is not actually that special here? Like, is Urtai just better against them, just being a Doomblade? Or Sorin being a blocker? Sorin's really tough to Oath into, but it's pretty good elsewhere. I don't think tangling them up on the draw when I've seen 2 pieces of artifact power is where I want to be. Oathing into Urtai to like Doomblade something is less embarrassing than Sorin. But if I draw one, I'd prefer it be Sorin. Okay, I think Vivi is out for this matchup. Let's do it. Oh no, I'm not going to keep a hand like this. If I was 100% certain that Oath of Druids was the top card of my library, I would keep, but obviously that's cheating if I knew that. Story time. One time in college at the local game store, there was this much, much older guy, like probably late 50s, early 60s, who would come, and he never played with sleeves. I will keep this hand, and I'm going to bottom Hull Breacher. This guy never played with sleeves, and we always grabbed our lands out of the shared land box that the store had been using for literal years. And there was one time he kept a hand, and then he missed a second land drop, and he was like, I really thought that was a land. And I was like, okay, so you were cheating? And he was like, no, I just thought the top of my deck was a land. If I didn't think that was a land, I wouldn't have kept this hand. And he was like looking at me for sympathy after admitting that he was cheating. Okay, that's that story. Under the Isle, Corpse Dance is the one that might be relevant super late, because none of our games have come close to this actually popping off. Is Through the Breach being somewhere in my deck more useful than it being Under the Isle? Because I have Show and Tell in hand if I draw a monster. I think I want Corpse Dance under there. Because I have Fetch for Surveil Land. I can move cards around quite a bit. That the cards that were just sent to the bottom are not permanently on the bottom. Opponent with the slow hand. What are we doing over there? Just holding up removal? Okay, Show and Tell Bolas Citadel is now something in my wheelhouse. And I'm holding up a counterspell in between. Alright, I'm gonna play Misty. I can lose focus if they do something that would apply pressure or disrupt me. And I can just fetch my Surveil Land if they don't. Evora. When this enters and deals combat damage, make a blood. Whenever you discard a card, put a +1 counter on this. I think I am going to lose focus on this, because my plan is to just shove Bolas Citadel into play next turn, and literally anything that they don't have is good for me. And I'm not going to take any damage for this if I don't have to. Let's lose focus. It's not because I'm scared of that card, it's because it's literally anything. Alright, big money time. I'm going to play Wastewood Verge. Or do I want Swamp? Doesn't matter. Okay, I'm going to play Swamp and Show and Tell and hope that the top card of my deck is not a land and I can keep doing stuff. Because they get to put something in too, and we've seen some big scary monsters, including like shit with Double Strike. I'm going to put in Bolus to Citadel and hope it works. This deals 3 damage to each of up to 2 target creatures. All right, well, that's not happening. This is a 7/5 though. Both of Druids comes in. Flash, I am not interested in. Gotta pump the brakes, but up to 3 target creatures can't block. All right, so they get to bash me for 7 here, and then I get to Oath, and we'll see where that goes. If they have Death Greater Champion, I just lose. It's literally 17 damage. It's more than that. No! Okay, so I could flash in Witherbloom Apprentice. Like, I have to just start casting random spells here and hope that anything happens. Could I have won last turn? Like, if I just cast Flash to clear it and then Imp Seal for something, maybe I didn't push hard enough. All right, I'm dead. Show and Tell is a dangerous card. On to the next round.
This video is sponsored by Moxfield.com, the easiest way to build Magic decks online. Moxfield supports over 30 formats, including Legacy and everything else you'll see on this channel. There's multiple customizations so you can interact with your deck how you want. Views such as text, grid, or stacks. And groupings like type, subtype, color, color identity, even artist. The site offers light mode, dark mode, and so much more. However you want to see your deck, Moxfield can provide it for you. Follow my Moxfield to keep up with the channel and what I'm playing in paper. I'll see you there.
I'm on the play in round 2 with really good mana. I'm going to keep Undercity Sewer. I don't think... Do I want Lose Focus? I kind of want to hit land drops, but I also kind of don't need to. Yeah, I will put that on top. That lets me turn to either hold up a counterspell or cast Entomb. So my plan here is Entomb, Knights of Round, flash in Metamorphosis Fanatic, which reanimates Knights of Round with lifelink. Build my own reanimate because I didn't draft an actual real one. Verge, pass. I do control a swamp or forest, so the Verge is on. Grief. Pitching Dark Confidant. I can't even counter this. Unless they pay 2. They have 2. Okay, I guess this has to happen. Good job, Grief. That was exactly the card that could have mattered here. Like, even Thoughtseize I could just counter. I wish they had just cast that Dark Confidant. Ooh, they took Lose Focus. Fascinating. What does that mean? Wow, okay. So they either have Force of Will, or they don't see the Flash Fanatic line. Okay, the only one that actually works for my graveyard is Knights of Round. In you go. So what I would have gotten more if I had flashed in the upkeep. Okay, that was another bleed. Flash. Fanatic. Not paying the difference. Oh, it can reanimate itself? Holy shit. That's even more messed up. I did not realize that's how that worked. Okay, that's even better than I thought. Thanks, Magic Rules. We all learned something together here. Except for the geniuses in the comments that already told me that that's how this works. Guess what? I figured it out. But if I had done this in the upkeep, moving to my main phase, I could have 6 knights here instead of 3. So I did mess up a little bit. Hope I don't get comboed out. And knowing that Metamorphosis Fanatic can just grab itself is really messed up. Okay, my opponent is some sort of Dimir tempo deck with Psychic Frog and Dark Confidant in it. I think Vivi's just bad. I should probably make this change permanently. Not that the card is bad, but I think in the context of my deck, it's probably not very good. Because it's on the splash. Otherwise, I only need red for Through the Breach. Doesn't help me stay alive. I'm not storming out. Terrible hit for Oath. Alright, sorry Vivi. If I remember, I will make that change permanently, post-board. Or between this game and the third one. You can continuously deck build on Magic Online. No mana. Gonna mulligan it. Just to take stock so far, I have had Smog Witherbloom win and an Entomb Reanimate win. Okay, I will keep this hand. It needs some stuff to come together, but explosive potential here. If I draw a monster or a tutor or Ancestral Recall. Oh, opponent with a Black Lotus. A powerful league. Red in the pool. Dashing Rag off of Black Lotus. That doesn't seem like how I would want to use Black Lotus mana. Okay, Ragavan is hitting me. It exiled Bolas's Citadel. Good luck with that. Okay, that's gone. Blightsteel Colossus. That's not a good one to flash. Shelldock. Okay, so putting Chain of Smog in the bank means that the clock is ticking to eventually win the game because I have the Witherbloom. It means I can't draw it any sooner than that, though. I think I am going to bank that in there. And I know they play discard spells, but dumping out these artifacts isn't really helping me right now. They're fully committed to the Dash Rag lifestyle. It cost them a Black Lotus to do, and they lost a mana entirely, and now they're spinning wheels on treasures for it. They hit Hull Breacher that time. If they have a mana somewhere, a Petal, a Mox, a Dark Ritual, that could be really good. Though I don't really draw cards as a deck, other than Ancestral Recall. Just that little one. Okay, yeah, they're... Oh, Flash in Knights of Round is a play. That's a real thing that real wizards can do. At all. I think I want to play Witherbloom Command, or Witherbloom Apprentice here. Then I get an extra damage off Flash. Breeding Pool, Witherbloom, green-black. And if they fight over this, that's space for Flash to go off. 3/2/2 Knights is not that special, though. It's a lot worse than 3/5/5 Worms. Okay, Fury, pitching, Unholy Heat. This does work, right? Now I'm weirded out. If I don't pay for Knights of Round, when does the lore counter go on it? Does the game even see that happen? I hope so, because I've gone all in on this. This is the first time I've played with Saga creatures of any type. I hope this works. Okay, cool. Great 3/2/2 Knights did go on the stack. I thought they would. I'm going to block Ragavan with all of them, just in case they have a fatal push or some shit. Okay. They've put a lot of energy into that Ragavan, who is now dead. I have a Snuff Out and no Swamps. Begin the beats. And I have a Chain of Smog under this Shelldock Isle that has nothing to combo with. Preordain. Show and Tell's in my deck, Ancestral Recall's in my deck. I got hits. Weird, scrappy, ugly game played by both players here. Going top bottom with Preordain. Something worth keeping. Overlord, yeah, that's pretty good. I could get back Fury or Ragavan at minimum. There's a Trinket Mage now in the mix. Fury is probably the one that's... I mean, it depends on how many red cards they have. They could completely stabilize with Fury right now if they have a red card. They did take Fury. They didn't get Furied. We've got a chance. Hey, that's actually really important. Now I can cast Snuff Out. And I could cast Shallow Grave or Metamorphosis. Any of my Reanimator spells, if I flip them, are now castable. Fury in hand. They've been struggling with red mana the whole game. Oh, Cruise Your Daddy. That's pretty nice. Shame my Hull Breacher's in exile. 21 cards in their deck, which means Shelldock's almost on. I'm counting down to a Chain of Smog with no synergy. There's a Mountain. Amped Raptor. Okay. Duress. Okay, well, I'll kill the Raptor. And they look at Blightsteel Colossus in my hand. Chain of Smog is on now, which is actually not bad, just like on rate here. It takes out half their hand, and I don't really care if they send it back at me. If they send it back at me, they lose their whole hand. Versus Bauble. Okay, so they look at Blightsteel again. I could chain in my upkeep. I'm glad I ignored it. I was just going to say I don't want to in case I draw a Reanimate spell, and I drew the best Reanimate spell. It's even better than I think. Oh, wait. I could go off here. I could go off at any time, actually. Or I could just put Knights of Round in play. All right. I am not going to try to be too clever here. I'm just going to put the giant messed up creature into play. And that happened in my draw step, so I get the other 3 Knights right away. You can call me a coward for not going in on this, but it felt right. Chain you. Take half your hand. And if you send it back to me, you'll lose the other half. Yeah, okay. Was not the sexiest win, but it was a lot of fun. Knights of Round. I've gone from having this card in play 0 times to 3 already in these 2 games. On to the final round. I'm going to cut VP from my deck before round 3. We're a few rounds into the video. If you're still here and having fun, remember to hit that subscribe button. And if you want to play what I'm playing, use code BOSH for 5% off your order at toamagic.com. Eternal lives here. I'm on the draw in round 3. Urtai has replaced Vivi in my deck. I'm going to keep this little Ancestral Recall hand. Ever heard of it? Misty does not get black mana. Oh wait, yes it does. I have Undercity Sewer. We're good. I think I will take the damage for Breeding Pool here, because that gets me closer to Eureka, which is actually really good in my hand. Deep Cavern Bat. Well, I'll Ancestral Recall in response, or else they'll just take it. Okay, so I probably lose Eureka here, unless they're worried about Dark Ritual, which doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Lotus Petal. That's good. That's one less card I have to discard, which is now 0. The ideal number of cards to discard. I'm going to fetch Undercity Sewer this turn and try to find some action. Show and Tell's good. A removal spell is good. To unlock my Eureka. Sylvan Caryatid. Opponent showing a lot of colors here. End step, get the Sewer. Snuff out. That does not kill the card it needs to, so I will put that in the graveyard. Shallow Grave. Fascinating. I'm just going to go to cleanup and discard. Do I think that's better? I do, yeah. Alright. If they have a counterspell, this kind of sucks, but we find those entombs where we can get them. And the opponent's seen my hand. They know I have 100 lands in it. Overlord of the Mistmoors makes some fellas. I'm going to end step Shallow Grave. These knights don't have reach or flying. Okay. Disappointing, but fair. Shallow Grave puts the top card of my graveyard into play. I will end up with 6 knights from this and an attack for a bunch. Oh god, obviously I draw Oath after I make 6 knights. What are you going to do? Attack with all my creatures. They are blocking off with them. They take 5. And I'll pass, and I guess hope that they cast some sort of Wrath. Little non-bow coming together here. That was sweet, though. Knights of Round has been pretty awesome, actually. Thespian Stage. Got a little land something going over there. That will not be blocking, so it should attack. The lands. I have enough. There are enough lands here, deck. I guess I'm playing Fabled Passage for the thinning. Attack with everybody. Cut down. Alright, I'm down to 3 knights. I have 7 mana. I'm just over halfway to casting the Blightsteel Colossus. Prismatic Ending. If they kill 1 more knight, Oath is on, or play 1 more creature. They got 1 card left in their hand. I'm going to crap Fabled Passage. Just get a bad draw out of my deck. And draw the same card anyway. Life is Bane. Attack. And I actually can Oath here because their Overlord will wake up in their next end step. And then they'll have 3, but they'll only have 2 right now. Okay, well, they're in Field of the Dead, so they're just leaning all the way into the Oath. I have some misses here, but I have some hits too. Alright, Oath, trigger. Yes. Worldspine Orb. That was the best hit there is. Corpse Dance. Cool. Okay. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Still pretty far away from Blightsteel. That is so much mana. Okay, there's no attack to be had here, but I do have the biggest creature on board now. If they find another land, they can copy Field of the Dead and then go bonkers. Right now, if they copy Field, they'll only have 6 different lands. That's why they probably banked this fetch land. I can also keep Oathing if they keep making 2/2s, which is not great for them. They shuffled the Ponder. Okay, they've copied Field of the Dead. Oh wow, this is so many zombos. Alright, game on. Can Worldspine Worm beat an endless stream of Zombly boys? Still can't beat this 1/1 lifelink. Doing the most. The Lord's work. The endless work. I'm going to keep Oathing. Let's go. Oh my god! That kills all their zombies. And all my knights. And the bat. That was sweet. Okay. Attack. Or draw. Oh, wait. Alright, that's even better. Okay. This also puts Blightsteel back into my deck, which is extra sauce on the taco here. And Oath of Druids, hell of a card. Blightsteel's in. Attack. Yeah! I think I mean, they had Field of the Dead and 2 fetches. They could have made a bunch of blockers there. I think they may have conceded a little early, but they know what's in their deck more than I do. I don't know. Okay, a Field of the Dead deck. They have at least one duress effect in the bat. I don't think I want Talisman in my deck. I think the deck is constructed where I want it. Yeah, let's go. I'm in. The mono black hand, but Flash and Show and Tell alongside World Spine Worm. I just need a blue source and we're gaming. Oh my god. None of these are blue, but that is a lot of mana. I'm going to Entomb Knights of Round in the end step, just in case I flip my Fanatic, which it's in there somewhere. What a miracle it would be. Okay, Knights of Round into there. Urtai, disappointing. Opponent, glad they're not dead. Monastery Mentor, well, that will die immediately. Guess I can go to my turn. What's the rush? Harvester, all right. Glad I didn't rush that. I am actually still going to snuff it out because we've seen the bat, which got me pretty good last game because I couldn't snuff it out. They also have this Creeping Tar Pit face up that Harvester can hit. Mind Twist, all right, this could be fun. World Spine Worm and Flash. World Spine Worm goes back into my deck. All right, that was a really good Mind Twist. Beating up a color screwed opponent. Does that make you feel big? But I still have Show and Tell. The second I find a blue source, we're so in. My Shallow Grave and whatever that other one is, what is that card called? Corpse Dance. Those hit Urtai now, unfortunately. Hey, look at this. They did the thing. Pew! Kill that. Little Stone Rain for your face. How about an island deck? The humor is endless. That is the cost of AB combos. That's the reason for the season. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's a miracle. Give me them knights. Chugga, 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 chugga. This is immediately 6 horses because I go into my main phase after my draw step. Ka-chow. Okay. If they have a sweeper, they can play on. If they don't, if they're trying to do anything fair, they're pretty dead. Infernal, yeah, okay. Killing one of my 85 power in play with, and losing 2 life for the pleasure. They would need like Terminus here. Sunfall, okay, that works. That is one of the things they could have. And they clearly just drew that, or just, no, they had double white. They just drew that, or else they wouldn't have grasped. So that was a rip. So is this. This, although I have 4 mana sources, they're not lands. So Fabled Passage will put my island in tapped. And they can hit me with Incubator in the meantime, down to 9. And then I show them one of my big creatures and hope it's good enough. End step fetch. Island, finally. Undercity Sewer, I'll play it. Shallow Grave. I actually want that on top. That's a second wave here. Right, Show and Tell. I think I'd rather have World Spine Worm, though Colossus is a must answer. All right, I'm putting in Worm. Touch the Spirit Realm, no! All right, well, that would have worked either way, but the top card of my deck right now is Shallow Grave, and the top card of my graveyard is Metamorphosis Fanatic. So Fanatic, rebuy Urtai, kill token, attack for 4. I'm not dead. I'm just very badly burnt. Okay, here we go. Shallow Grave. No, they have a spell. Interaction is cheating. Stop it. Stop it now. Cryptic Command. All right, cool. So their deck has Sunfall and Cryptic Command in it. Good to know. And Mind Twist. That game brought to you by not drawing a blue source for 6 turns, but I did keep the hand. Still don't think I'm changing anything. I have to be aware that Touch the Spirit Realm is something they could do if I Show and Tell, but like my deck is Show and Tell. Okay, keep. Ancestral Recall, save me. Breeding Pool, zap that in. Pass. Meticulous Archive. Dumped Prismatic Ending. And end step. 4 looks at mana to continue playing. Jeez, no! I could have played around that. It was not even close to my radar that Daze is a card they might have. Wow, that fucking sucks. All right, well, hard mode activated. If I lose to a turn 1 Daze in the final round of this cube, I can't even be mad. All right, I'm going to Zap and Steam Vents. That at least gives me a counterspell I can represent. That is my red for this Blitz Blightsteel at some point in the future. I don't want them to know what I have, and I don't want to be under pressure from this thing. All right, we just need a swamp. Chain of Smog, we're getting there. That's kind of like a swamp, right? Man, Daze, what a sicko. Sylvan Caryatid, and a land drop. Sheldock Isle, Eureka, someday, team, someday. And unfortunately, my hand is Blightsteel, so it's I can't even Shallow Grave this thing if I discard it to hand size next turn. Land. Mox Jet, I'll take it. I'll take it. That's literally worse than a swamp, but I will take it. Okay, they have 2 cards in their hand. Do I think that they want to engage with me in a Chain of Smog battle? Or do I want to just entomb Knights of Round and try to play on? We've seen Cryptic Command. All right, I'm going to pass. I'm going to entomb in the end step, and if they use Cryptic there, it's not that bad, because that gives me the chance to hit a green source and Eureka. But Eureka only puts in Blightsteel. This is pretty awkward. This is why I don't normally draft like this. They shuffled the Ponder, Descendant of Storms, random Savannah Lion in this deck. Baleful Strix. That's not bad. Take 2. End step Entomb. Oh, Harvester is better. That kills their whole board. And Knights of Round is just some creatures. Oh, I'm almost... If I draw a black source, I can win here with Chain. Yeah, I'm actually going to bin the Apprentice and swing for the fences. Black source off the top deck. Swamp, swamp. Yes, yes. Shallow Grave. Chain of Smog, target me. What do you got for me, opponent? 3 cards in hand. Basic Forest showing. Yes! A-B combo. And here it is. This is the deck. We had round 1 opponent just blitz us out before it could really get anything going. And the VV misbuilt by at least 1 card here. Not bad for a stipulation draft. And pack 1, getting Entomb deep in the pack, and then Shallow Grave and Corpse Dance both wheeling. I think we were the only reanimators in the draft, unless somebody took like reanimate over Shallow Grave the first time around. But then how'd I get this Entomb? I don't know. I think packs 2 and 3 were just kind of devoid of reanimation spells. Show and Tell and Eureka are always risky for the reasons we said, or reasons we showed. I think I cast Show and Tell twice in this league and lost both of those games. I don't like going in on Show and Tell, but the stipulation, it's classic AB. Witherbloom Apprentice won multiple games. Glad that came together right at the very end. That was like pack 3 that I found that. The Flash, obviously having 3 pieces of power, not bad, even if one of them gets dazed in the finals. This was sweet. This was a lot of fun. I like being forced out of my comfort zone to draft something different. Daniel, thank you for this challenge. Everybody, thanks for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Check out the Patreon to support the channel. I'll see you next time.